Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy
birthday!
Okay, this is not how we usually start the podcast. I am Sarita, but you might know me as Bible Study Girl, and I'm just a girl with something to offer the world. My duet partner that kicked off the happy birthday shenanigans is the executive producer of this podcast, Bible Study Brother.
What's good, people? It is I, Bible Study Brother, but I am also known as Icarus Gray over at Gray Area Anime, but this is the most wonderful podcast of your day, and as my sister often likes to say, we are not just brother and sister in Christ, we share the same mother in real life.
In real life, we are siblings, and because we are siblings, we are united together. We have a combined effort to wish a very, 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 very happy birthday to our grandma. So today's episode is going to be all about her. But before we dive into that, I want to encourage you guys to go to iTunes, or if you're listening to this on Spotify, go ahead and rate us. 5 stars, please. You don't have to do 5 if you don't want to, because we really do want your honest opinion, but I like 5. That makes me happy. So think about it and consider rating us. When you rate us, it makes it easier for other people to find us and get to experience the same joy you get to experience when you listen to this podcast. Brother, before we dive into our celebrations, how has your week been?
I don't mean no harm, but it ain't about me this week. I feel great.
He's quoting our grandma. I will tell you, she actually was not aware that. I'm gonna tell you something about our grandma before Joe goes into how his week.
No, she found out on the episode we did with her. We have a 2-part, 3-part, 2 or 3-part,
2 or 3-part, and really, if you want to listen to our grandma's episode, you will have to go to www.biblestudygirl.com and type in Boole's Journey, BOOLIE Journey, and the podcast will come up. I believe it's a 2 or 3-part series. I don't really remember, but
we had a time.
We had a time sitting down with our grandma, talking to her about her faith journey over the years. And while we were just talking about it with her, we let her know that before she says something that's going to hurt your feelings, she'll say, I don't mean no harm. Well, that means buckle up, baby.
Whatever you're doing is stupid. And I'm going to let you know why it's stupid.
She's coming with the 1s and 2s, so that tickled my fancy with Bible Study Brothers. That I don't mean no harm, but it ain't about me. But how's your week been before we dive into grandma?
It has been great. I am T-minus 24 days from seeing you guys.
Okay.
So I'm super duper happy about that because I get my dose of family that I desperately be needing. And that also means that I'm going to eat good. I'm going to laugh at my mother because my mother is going to do something that is quite possibly the most hilarious thing in the world. I'm going to wake up at random times to eat food when I normally wouldn't be up at those times. And I'm just going to have a refreshing time with my family.
I'm glad to hear that.
How was you?
My week has been great. Typically I am running to and fro, hither and thither, but this week has been a little bit slower for me. So for that, I am extremely grateful. And I have gotten a chance to kind of slow down a little bit, like I said, and really just breathe in, breathe out. I was trying to come up with a song, but I couldn't think of a jingle real quick. Normally, I'm quicker on my feet.
What's funny is there is a song that you could have just been like, I was all like, breathe in, breathe
Breathe
out,
out.
breathe in, breathe
Normally,
out.
I'm quicker on my feet than this. But yeah, the week has been great. It's been an excellent week. The Lord has provided, and I'm grateful for everything He's provided. Uh, like you said, well, you're talking about for vacation, but honey, I've been eating good, living good. Side note, you want to talk about my week. So there's like a loaded chicken and guacamole salad that they have at Sam's. Comes in a 2-pack. It's like $7.
Hmm.
The salad, though, is only like 350 calories, and it is so filling and delicious. Like I usually buy salads that are ready made because it just makes it easier for me to eat something healthy. Um, and I'm sure it would be cheaper to buy some lettuce and chop up the lettuce and the tomatoes and the cucumbers and everything I like in my salad. I get it. I know that. I'm just trying to put you on. I love this loaded. It is delicious. It is filling. It hits the spot. You eat a piece of fruit with it, and then boom, lunch is over.
Not
And
boom,
you
lunch is
and
over.
lunch is over and you are satisfied. So, like I said, the Lord provides. I'm like, yes, give me more of this. So, yeah, I've had a great week. I cannot complain. Typically, at this point in the podcast, we would do a verse for the day. You got something for us, or we're just gonna dive in?
I just want to dive in because the Lord.
Okay.
Here's what I'm gonna say. Uh, the Lord blessed us with one of the most amazing people in life, and I'm truly thankful for that. And honor thy mother and thy father.
But before them came their parents. So you have
Yeah,
to honor them to get to us. And with that said, happy birthday, Grandma. This episode is all about you and it is dedicated to you. We love you. We appreciate you. And I don't think we've ever done a birthday podcast for Grandma before, have we?
I don't think we have where we didn't like. I don't know. I don't think we
I, I
have.
don't I don't think we have. I don't think we've ever dedicated an entire podcast just to talking about her and celebrating her on her birthday. So
But we also have so many that at this point it is getting hard to remember.
it is hard to remember. This is the fourth year of podcasting, season 4, and we generally push out 52 new episodes a year. We are close to being at 200 episodes. So if we have done an entire episode about our grandma, I'm sure you don't remember it, and she
Girl,
won't either.
I didn't even realize we had done that many episodes. You done caught up to me and on the No Rhyme or Reason podcast where we
Oh,
have
really?
just because technically we probably like it. Well, total we had 220 something.
So y'all are still like 50 ahead of us,
Yeah.
but we're getting
Yeah.
up there. We are heading on up, closer and closer to 200. So we really wanted to take time out today to really let Grandma know how much we love her and appreciate her. So the first thing we're going to talk about is one thing that we have learned from our grandmother. Bible study, brother, I'm going to let you go first. Tell me one thing
What?
that you, oh,
Okay.
or you want me to go first? I can go
I can
first.
go first because I
Okay.
got something ready. Uh, my grandmother, my dear grandmother, taught me that my purpose matters. Because no matter what it was, and I know people talk about grandparents that do this all the time, but trust me, my grandmother is not one of these people. My grandma ain't just saying something just to say something.
She will tell you, I don't mean no harm to me. Your feelings about to get hurt.
Um,
Grandma's a straight shooter.
so when I was a kid and I would write and I would bring her things that I had written, she would be amazed by what I'd written and be like, "Well, when you gonna write me my book?" When I put together my first recorded like little mixtape, my grandmother rode up and down the roads listening to that CD.
Hmm.
My aunt loved listening to that CD in terms of the little bumpity bumps and everything else that'll be on the road. When I started cooking, my grandmother ate everything I cooked. And not once did she put me in a position where I didn't feel like any of those things were true gifts for me. Which she could have, Because if you don't make something good, if you do something bad or off, like we said, she's going to tell you. So I learned just how much my power, or not my power, but my purpose, and the power in my purpose was from just her appreciation of allowing me to be me.
Mm, I like it. If we were in a poetry slam, I would snap my fingers. But I don't know how well it would translate over the phone. Therefore, I can't hear your snaps. Maybe they can. Um, that was beautiful. I think one of the most important things that grandma has taught me is the I want to figure out the right way to phrase this, but grandma has taught me to explore that the world is not small and that I need to be willing to investigate. One thing about my grandma, real talk, she's the nosiest person on earth.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, as a matter of fact, she's always she's always trying to figure things out, right? And I know that is something that I have gotten from her over the years. I'm always going to try to figure it out, and I'm always going to be willing to explore. My grandma, like,
Is low key willing to break the law. Let me explain to y'all real quick.
okay, no, well, wait, listen. What I'm going to say is like, we could be, we've been in Little Rock forever. You've been in Little Rock pretty much your whole life. We've been in Little
Mm-hmm.
Rock forever. I could be riding with my grandma and say, "Have you ever been down that street before?" And I'll be like, "No." And we will go on a
Down that
random
street.
adventure and find something that's been there the whole time, but you get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life and you might see it there, but like I don't have time to do that. But like, and so I find myself quite often in life being willing to go different places or do different things because I'll think about her and be like, if grandma was here, she would go. Like
And, listen, and what's funny about that is I think that in combination with what I said I learned on Mom's birthday podcast about wherever I go, I need to
you
learn
know
where
how to
I'm
get
at.
around.
You
Yeah.
can see how she got that stuff from grandma, which is just like grandma, like, all right, I guess we going down here. Now mama wouldn't do that.
No, mama is not that, but she 100% for sure is like, you need to know where you are. I can remember being like 5, and for some reason, grandma was bringing me to Little Rock,
Mm,
and she had never been to our house on Maple Street before. And this is back before cell phones. Like I said, I was like 5. This is back before cell phones. And so we were on 630. And she got off 630. She turned wrong, right?
yeah.
And we were at a gas station and she was getting ready to call them on the payphone to say, hey, I don't know how to get to this house. I made a wrong turn somewhere. And I was like, I know how to get there. And she trusted me at 5 to be like, turn down this road, turn down this street, and voila, we were at the house.
Mm,
So she instilled that in me like in a very early age, and she nurtured it, and it gave me
yeah.
confidence, right? Who
Yeah.
listens to a 5-year-old? But I will
Grandma.
say our grandma and mama, because Tamika was 5 when I was born, and she let Tamika name me.
Yeah.
Our family does have a history of putting a lot of faith in little people, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know a lot of grandparents that would be willing to trust, but grandma
Boy,
has, and
hush, you
she
don't know how to get to your house.
right, like grandma, that sense of adventure I have and the willingness to do different things and explore new places and really dig deep and find stuff out. I definitely get that from her, and I'm grateful to her for that. And like you said, she trusts in your gifts and your talents, so that makes you feel like you're really doing something,
You feel like you are, like, it feels like getting a new suit, like and the stuff she used to do with us as kids. Like, I can't think of a moment where, unless we were like acting out or something, which was rare, where grandma didn't like
Wait a
say some.
minute. It was rare for me to be acting out. This is a truth telling
No, no,
podcast.
no, 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 no,
Oh,
no, 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 no. You be acting out. It's cool. What I'm saying about that is more so that like I can't think of moments where she wasn't like being encouraging us in some way, shape, form, or fashion. With everywhere she took us, things she did for us, like I can't think of something that wasn't like instilling or like listening to us talk about whatever we talking about. You know, she would sit and listen to us talk about whatever show we was watching, whatever cartoon we like, whatever book Sarita was reading, um, you know, whatever book I was listening to at the time. But you know, would tell us. We told this story. That's why I'm like, we told this story somewhere, but would like tell us stories based off of whatever we came up with that night.
Bedtime stories. So
Yeah.
we would spend every summer in St. Louis with our grandma, right? And when it was time to go to sleep, Bible study brother is a night owl. I am not.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we'd be in the bed with grandma. It's time to go to sleep. And she would tell us a story every night. And she would build on the story. And she would say, okay, what do you want me to tell you a story about? And let's say Bible study brother will be like dragons. And she would be like, what do you want to hear about? And I'll be like, I want to hear about tacos, you know. So she would start telling us a story about dragons
And taco.
and tacos.
And because we then would like in the middle of it, like up her difficulty and be like, oh, okay,
Correct.
but this.
Right. And ask questions. Or be like, well, then why did such and such and so and so? And she was like, because.
in still in her storytelling voice. She never dropped her storytelling voice.
Which
like,
is it's an incredible gift. It's an amazing gift. And I am so grateful that we've got to have those kinds of experiences with grandma.
That's why we good at acting.
Exactly.
Because grandma
early.
never dropped it.
Never.
Because she would just be like, and then, well, because. And then you could tell. And what's funny is even when she was like, it's time for y'all to go to bed, it's still in the story time. Well, because, you know, the little boys and little girls have to realize that it's time to go to bed to get up in the morning.
Now, I don't know what she did with Bible study brother after that, because I'm sure I was out like a light and he was up like, I want chicken or whatever he did.
You know what? I can't even remember. I can't even remember. I can only remember the times where she'd be talking to both of us, and then after that, you know, I'm probably like playing like with a water. She had this
heating pad,
the water, yeah. And I'm probably playing with that, chewing on something I don't need to be chewing on, like, you know,
right.
But yeah.
So, okay. So the next thing we're gonna do. So we both shared something that we learned from grandma. The next thing I want us both to share is a memory, like one memory of grandma that stands out for us. I'm really interested to hear yours.
You go first this time.
Okay. I think I will say this is one memory. I don't think we've shared this on the podcast before, but I'm going to do it. One, because it agitates my brother, but two, also because it is a demonstration of how my grandma empowered me. Amen. She is a
Oh my God.
woman.
No, fam. Get out of here.
This is my grandma's story. This is my grandma's
why
memory.
that's your favorite memory, yo?
I didn't say I never, if you rewind this tape, okay. I said share a memory. Didn't say favorite. God, I said share a memory.
Get out of here. So what happened was, I'm about to steal your thunder. My grandmother.
Who are you? Let it. I thought I was going first. Amen. Amen.
I shouldn't have let you go. Go.
So my grandma memory, like I said, Bible study brother and I would spend the summers with our grandma in St. Louis, right? I'm an older sister. You may have heard this before on the podcast. I really wanted a sibling. I didn't care if it was a boy or a girl. I felt like I was created to be a big sister. And so I wanted a sibling. Along comes Bible study brother. I didn't know what I was asking for, though. It was not what I imagined it would be. He was a handful. Do you hear me? But okay, so I'm like a rule follower for the most part. And especially like when it came to our household, I wanted everybody to be happy. And So our parents told me, part of being a big sister, right? Because he's the baby, is sometimes the baby is wild and just hits you for no reason and you need to take it. Just take it. He's the baby. Like, you're the mature one. He's the baby. I want to say I probably was about 9 or 10 this summer. And so
We was in
we're with
Cross
grandma.
Street.
Huh?
We was on Cross Street. I'll never forget it. We was on Cross Street.
I'm saying
Uh,
so you think,
we
no,
was
I
on
was,
Cross Street because listen, I'll never even forget where we were. We were in your room.
no, 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 no. We were in St. Louis, the story I'm telling. I don't know what story you're talking about. So
Hmm.
I had to be 9 or 10, probably closer to 10. So Bible study brother was about 5. And like I said, we were spending the summer with grandma. And um Bible study brother hit me as he would often do, just because. When I tell you this little boy was bad, he was bad. Anyway, he just hit me just because. And I went on doing whatever I was doing. And grandma was like, why are you just letting this boy hit on you? I was like, well, mom and daddy said, he's a baby. And, I need to just realize he's a baby and let him be a baby. And grandma said, I'm going to bleep it out on my own because grandma said, mm-mm, you need to lay his blank out. She was like, do not ever let somebody just hit on you and beat on you for no reason. She was like, no, ma'am, that is not what we're doing. And that summer, y'all, I gained my freedom, my independence, and I learned how to fight back. He was tiny, but them little hands hurt. And so grandma gave me a freedom. That probably was like the most freeing summer because somebody learned that summer. You don't just go around hitting people. It's not nice, especially when them people can lay you out. It was a great summer for me. So
And
thanks,
that
grandma,
was the
for that.
point where she forgot that she can be mean and hurtful and just felt power and felt I deserved everything in life.
I didn't think you deserved everything in life, but come on, man. I've been beat up on long enough. And my grandma was like, it stops today. She was like, he'll learn. You hit him hard enough, he'll stop. She was right. Okay. What's one grandma memory that you have?
I'm 100% positive I told this story, but it's just one of my favorite memories. So we were with my great grandmother Lucy. I had gone fishing, and I didn't catch nothing. But then me and my cousins, we were on our way leaving, and we were just playing around. We put a fish back in the water, not like on a. It was still on a hook, so almost like we're using it as bait, but we really just
Mhm.
playing around in the water. We pull it up, and there was a gar on it. And a gar is like a fish that's like really long and looks kind of like it's got this long alligator mouth. It's a predatory fish. And so now it's like, oh, this is crazy, right? So my great grandmother broke its neck on site because that's what you do when you've been out there fishing and you catch one of them. I had no clue. And I get back home and they sent the meat with me. And so I remember at this point I'm sitting in my sister's room because I don't know, you was just out. You was probably out somewhere, or because I don't think you wouldn't have been in college. You just would have been out because I'm a teenager at this point. But not like early or whatever. Anyway, so my grandmother cooks up this gar. And when I say it was just one of the best little meals to like have this thing that I called sitting in the room, she fried it and it was just so good. And I just remember that. I just remember sitting in that room, like having this really good food. And it's funny because attachment memory to that is the first time I ate fish with bones in it. And we're in St. Louis. While I was sitting at the table, my sister's not freaking out. I also realized this about you. You don't be freaking out about me, really. So I'm having a full-blown conniption because I done swallowed this bone. I'm like, it's
Well,
about
they
to,
hurt.
it's about to cut my throat open. Is what I feel. It's really just uh and my grandmother gave me the bread and the vinegar, and of course I felt better and everything else because I got to eat bread because I love me some bread.
Right.
And just to know like how special food is for me because of her. I had like little small stuff that we would do with our great grandparents, but like food and like being able to eat stuff that I want or like big special experiences, my grandma.
Also, grandma is really willing to experiment with food, and I love that. Just try to bake new things and cook new things. You talking about St. Louis makes me think about I had a specific food memory and this was my St. Louis memory. Of course, we spent time with grandma like in Arkansas when she moved back, but I was probably 12, I think, when she moved back to Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
I was 12 because that's when Daddy Hersey died. Anyway. Um, but I remember in St. Louis, like sometimes I can be a bit of a princess and I'll be like, oh grandma, I can't sleep.
Sometimes what now?
Which
Sometimes
I
if we gonna be if
some
we gonna be truthful on this podcast and talk about me and my wildness, you always act as the princess, ma'am. Always. Continue.
okay, I can be a princess, but I remember I was lying to my grandma, okay? I was lying to her because anybody that knows me knows I've never had any trouble
Not
sleeping ever,
ever.
even a little bit. Like if the sun goes down, I'm sleepy. But grandma, if I said to her, Grandma, I'm having a hard time going to sleep, she would go and she would make me some warm milk. Like she would warm up some milk and put a little bit of water in it and a little bit of sugar. It was just a great drink to have before you went to
Oh, I
sleep.
forgot about that. Yes. Oh, I lied too. Lied all the time. She knew I was lying because I wasn't good at lying then. Oh, that milk was so good. Oh, just put the sugar in the milk. Like if she getting some, I want some.
She would warm it up. I don't know what, but she was, yeah, it'll help you go. And now we would drink. I would be like, I would be asleep anyway, but like, yeah, grandma, mix that up. It's been years and years on years, but that is one of my special.
Yeah,
You
man.
unlocked that memory. It's one of my favorite things.
Did I
I
unlock that
never,
and that heat pad?
yeah.
Because I'm
Now
like, nah, I ain't really good.
I wasn't, also, this is my other grandma memory, and then I'm gonna let it go. My grandma would give great massages. Like she really has pampered me throughout the years.
Mm-hmm.
I love that lady. I just feel like, girl,
Yeah, we,
I'm
we we
hurting. I
definitely know
wasn't.
who's the favorite between us.
That's not true. I will say though, grandma has told me I'm the best money she's ever spent because she paid for my birthing bill. She's like, it's the best money I ever spent. You're right, lady. Love you real big. I love my grandma. Okay. Last thing we're gonna do, last segment, we're going to discuss a wish or a hope that we have for our grandma, right?
Hmm.
We've had some great memories with her. We've shared with you things that we've learned from her, but now we want to share our hopes and our wishes for her on this birthday and just beyond.
Okay. And since it's back on me, I hope and wish the same things that we wish for our mother. That my grandmother stands and takes a little bit of time to herself, and does some things that are nice, cool, relaxing for you. I'm not used to the subdued version of her that we have now, and I get it, and I understand. I think unintentionally, like in some ways, that's her way of dealing with grief.
Right.
Um,
I think so too.
but my grandmother, like much like you said earlier, with what she taught you about adventure, like we always went on adventures. It was an adventure to Dollar Tree.
Right.
Like it was everywhere we went. It was an adventure to Sonic. It was an adventure to get ice cream. It's an adventure to go to Walmart.
To go
Um,
to the laundromat,
oh
man.
my good, yes! All them St. Louis laundromats. Oh man,
Right.
Man, fun.
To
Listen, let
go
me
to
tell you
the
something.
library,
Yeah. To go to the swimming pool, to go to the Y
yeah,
as much as we went.
to the
Like,
venture.
yeah. Oh, listen. Venture was, to go to Target. She left me there once.
No, mama left you there. Grandma probably did too.
Grandma has also left me. Grandma has also left me. Came back later, but definitely left me. Uh, you know, I
Now, what
just
did that tell you about the kid? It wasn't me, man.
listen,
Go ahead.
man. Listen, if you bought me the game, I'd be with the game. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, uh, I just want her to get back to that sense of adventure because there's so much, when you sit with her, there's so much life in her. Um, and I just want her to get back to that person because I know she can, especially being the conqueror that she is. You could have never told me that she was gonna stop smoking. Like I remember one time I threw her cigarettes away or something like that, and I can't
Did you get a
remember.
whooping?
I can't remember.
Hmm.
I don't think I did because I think I had a compelling argument at the time of care. Like I'm really doing this because I care.
I will tell you, I put together a whole, I've been a very studious
Yes, you have.
kid for a
Yes,
long
you
time.
have.
I remember like having mama go get me one of them three, the threefold science book poster boards.
Uh huh.
And I made a presentation for grandma about why she should stop smoking, like how it was bad for her health.
Oh,
And I
I do
listened.
remember that. I think
Like
I don't remember you doing that, but I remember that being a point of conversation.
yeah. I
And so
made a whole presentation
yeah,
like sis, and we never thought she was gonna get free, and guess what? She did. Ain't God
yeah,
good?
yeah. And Tamika, like,
Yeah.
was she always uh talks to her for being the thing that helped her do it, and I like the
Yeah.
person,
Yeah.
and I'm like appreciative of that. So I just want her to be that adventurer you are, girl. I know how it feels. Now I don't know how it feels from your side because I have not experienced that aspect yet. Um, and I talk to y'all on this podcast all the time about how I'm gonna be watching Netflix movies and everything else, and my sister can't do nothing about it. Uh, when she is gone from this earth,
If I
uh,
die before Joe, he says he's gonna just lay in my grave and
I'm
watch
gonna watch
Netflix
these new
movies. I guess and
shows.
talk to me. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I am.
You can do that from your home, brother.
Nah, I got to be on site. It's a family thing, as you know. Uh, and but what I do know is the strength of perseverance and the way you believe. Um, you can go out there and adventure some more, girl. You deserve it.
Okay, now I get to talk about my hopes and my dreams for you, Grandma. I hope that you get to experience a peace that only God can provide and that you don't have to wait till you get to heaven to have it. I want you to have it now. You have been through a lot and life really has been difficult for you, but I love your fire. I love your spark. I think I get a lot of who I am from you. And so my hope and my prayer is that you get to experience, like I said, that true, true peace and that the last years of your life will be the best, that it will be even greater than you could have. That's my cat saying happy birthday.
Oh, another
Um,
one of his favorite people.
yes. Actually, not really. Grandma's been campaigning for years for him to like come around. Finally, he sat on her lap probably last year after I had surgery when I was staying at mama's house and grandma was there too. He came and sat on her lap one day and she was like, "Oh my God, it's been years." Yes, it's been years. And he wouldn't give her any play. And he finally gave her some. Anyway. Um, but yeah, I
uh,
just I just hope you experience peace and joy that you didn't even imagine you could have. And that truly that these years of your life will be the greatest, the best, the brightest, the biggest, because you provided me with so many beautiful, beautiful memories and so many beautiful experiences and opportunities. And I want that for you and much, much more. You sacrificed a lot for me. And I really don't have words to tell you how much I appreciate
Mm-mm.
you and how much you mean to me. You're my world,
Girl,
girl.
you
We're bosom
sacrifice
buddies.
weekends, work crazy at a crazy place, and still would take us around, and then like took our cousins around, like not just your own grandchildren, but the cousins of your brother or your son-in-law's like family. Like you also took them in and spoke to everybody. My friends, you fed my friends
Yes,
so many times.
my friends from high school, actually, she hit me up. Um, when Tamika died, her mom ended up passing away not too long after. So I was just,
I was
checking
I was
on
I
her
was sure about to ask you.
to see how she was doing. And we hadn't really talked since high school, but you're friends with people on Facebook, like, wow, we were such an important part of each other's lives. Like, how are you doing? And she was like, we were just talking about. She was like, you know what? Your grandma is the one that introduced me to neck bones. I didn't even know it was a thing. I was at your house one day. She had cooked some neck bones, and that just lit my soul up. And I had to go home and ask my mom if she knew what neck bones were. And like, she was like, I've been eating neck bones since
Yeah.
then. But my grandma was that. Like after school, there's gonna be food. Like she's very welcoming, open. She's just a loving
She was
person.
definitely a, if you like, as if I was eating in front of somebody, like, because I just got told they got food at their house sometimes. Cause I had to trick my mama. If I was gonna get food for somebody, I had to trick my mama. My grandma, she just like, you ain't finna just eat in front of their face. And I'm like, okay, I mean, um, but man, I love that lady. Just
I
cause,
love you,
yeah,
grandma, and I want the super best for you. I want you to get
yeah.
I want all the good things, all the happiness, all the joy in the world for you. I love you. You mean so very, very much
You
to me.
mean the world.
You The world, you mean the world to me. You are my
I need
everything.
a little space.
Okay, I'm done
I need a little space.
singing in falsetto, but
At last, my grandma's birthday comes.
you look elderly. Sing like that. Grandma, you look great. Nobody would guess you. It trips me out when I think like before we know it, you'll be like 90. That's crazy to me because you get around so well. You are just so active and just vibrant.
There's no way. It's
I know,
just
right? I mean,
insane.
she's not close to being 90 now, but I just think about like when I have a kid,
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
need to I need to have a kid yesterday because
Dog,
I
we've
really
been. I promise, we both been working on this because, like, in my mind, I promise you. Listen, Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus, listen to me. Listen to me, please listen to me. There are some regrets in life that I'm okay with. There are. That's one that I don't know that I can stomach. So help me out here. Help us out here to deliver on just, it ain't,
I,
I ain't asking for a lot.
grandma is a great like if you are like I want my kids to be able to experience my grandma. She's the best.
Yes,
Like she
man.
truly is like
Dog,
the best.
you know what I was crying about the other day? Just
What?
crying in my mind. I wasn't crying out loud. I didn't know about the baby shaping thing, but I know
Head shaping?
head shaping, but I know it. I knew a head shaper, the head shaper of all head shapers.
She done gone on the
And
glory
I'm
man.
so sad because I am frightened
Oh,
because I'm like, this baby gonna end up with a lumpy head or something.
you
Like,
can
and
do
it's
it,
not,
brother.
but I'm just like, oh my
You can do
gosh,
it,
that is
brother.
so frightening. And, they won't get to be dangled around to where I know, like, oh, babies is durable. They pretty durable.
Um,
Yeah.
Grandma, you are a light to me. I really, really appreciate you. I love you. I
I can't wait to
want
see
to.
you, girl, so we can eat some more scalloped potatoes and chicken and whatever else you feel like cooking that you don't think that you hope we can eat this.
Let me tell you, my man gets on my nerves because for my birthday dinner, he was talking to grandma. He was like, we meaning me, we still haven't been able to get the chicken tasting or quite how you make. I was like, you know what? He was talking to grandma, and I was like, I can tell you what she did. Like, don't worry about her chicken.
Dog.
Like, he loves her chicken. He like, but it's like when
But
she make it,
here's the
don't
thing.
worry about it.
Here's the
Okay.
thing that I've learned about my grandmother and my great and my patron. Them ladies use seasoned salt in a way that I don't know how you do that.
It's not even that, but I told him, I was like,
It's
I
just
could do that thing that she does, but I wanted my chicken like this, and you ate it. Of course, it don't taste like my grandma because I'm not her.
oh man. Okay, one more thing. Just because this is this celebration of grandma, but like speaking of food, since we on this food train, because she has taught us a whole bunch of food. Making tea cakes with her for that one,
Oh
like
man,
girl,
fantastic.
that last little time when it was me and her, and it wasn't you was just there to eat. You was like, I'm here to eat. I was like, girl, I ate. I remember telling the church, I was like, now look, because this is during COVID or whatever, and we had just started like kind of doing some things together out in the open, kind of, you had to have your mask or whatever. And I was supposed to bring them tea cakes to folks because we made a lot of tea cakes. I ate through them tea cakes.
You didn't give them to people?
We was stuck in the house. I think we ended up getting
Cookie
COVID at some point.
Monster.
I is. But that was just so fun because I don't get to really cook with grandma as much as you have.
Right.
And so, and the stuff that like she used to cook, she don't really cook no more.
Mm-hmm.
She used to make her own barbecue sauce for the barbecue turkey.
Yeah, she did.
And I used to be like, oh man, I got that. And I promise you, I wish I could learn that. Because I know she could probably still do it, but don't know what she did. She would just have to go into the store and grab the stuff, which
I
I
will
realize is hard to cook.
say from grandma, I have grabbed the ability. Tamika, like, I'm gonna say this and then okay.
Yeah.
So me and Tamika used to grill all the time, right?
Yeah.
We had our rolls. She would be out there on the grill with the meat. What was my job? Season it.
Season that
Because
thing
she would be like, hey, you got them bully fingers. So,
up. Yeah, man.
like, Lord, bless her bully fingers and let her bully seasoning come together. I'd have gotten that gift from my grandma. I can't tell you everything I don't measure.
Not a
Because
single
we,
solitary
Tamika and
thing.
I did try to take cooking lessons from my grandma, but just like a true old school chef, I don't measure. Like, I don't know. You just do it till it look right. You
Yeah.
do it till it tastes
You
right. So
just
I
you
think
just keep going. Like, and it's like before
I'm like,
they
what?
were saying to your ancestors say stop, there was my
Yeah.
grandma.
Yeah, until Bully says stop. So yeah,
Oh,
we
girl, you over here got me having like when you actually see it, and she was like, you can add some more. You can add some more. That's not enough, baby. Don't be scared of it. Just put it on there. It's all right. Now
oh,
mix it
fun
on up.
fact, we call our grandma Bully.
Yeah,
Everybody in the family calls her Bully. That's not her government name, but
yeah.
that's her family
And
nickname. So everybody calls her
and
Bully.
I'm pretty sure, like if you look up Bully's journey, she told the story of why.
Yeah, she told the story a while,
It's a
and
real good episode. Like that's
it's a
the only
great
reason we keep
episode.
telling y'all to listen to it because
Y'all,
I promise y'all, my
please,
grandmother is an action star.
if you do nothing else today, go to biblestudygirl.com, type in Bully's Journey.
It's a free
And
birthday gift you can give our grandma.
right. Go listen to her faith walk, her talk about her life and her walk and her journey with Christ, and you will be, I'm telling you, you will be blessed. Like it has blessed our souls. I thank God every day that we sat down with her to talk to her about her faith journey because it's not something we had ever sat down and talked about in a concentrated way. So yeah, I'm grateful for that. Happy birthday, Grandma. You're
Happy
the
birthday,
best.
grandma.
You're the best.
You are the best, and you know that. Remember, guys. Also, she is a huge blessing. I do want to say this spiritually. Like, there are also things that I get from my grandmother in the same way that we get from our mom that I now see as we talk through these things where her foundations came from. And I mean, not that we didn't know, but it's clear to see that, food and spirituality and service to others are things that are hereditary. And I'm
Right. My
appreciative of
grandma,
that.
she loves people. She's good to people. She connects with people. She believes in family. So yeah.
We appreciate y'all. Make sure that you rate this podcast. Give us a like, give us a comment on what you think about it. And in the comments of this episode, make sure you give our grandmother a happy birthday. And remember, it's not just you and I that preaches, but together we preach.
And until we meet again, guys, keep preaching. Happy birthday to you.